Welcome everyone to our weekly Inner Circle webinar. This is where you guys get to hear from the leaders in the field. You can learn directly from the people that are out there just like you, looking to grow their leafit business. They're going to share all sorts of tips and nuggets and strategies and really just share with you exactly what they're doing to grow the teams to the numbers that there are, and just really go out there and share with you what they are doing to build their business. And I hope you really appreciate the tremendous value that that brings, because some leaders are out there and they just kind of keep their secrets, but the leaders here that we have at leafit are absolutely incredible, and I know you're going to learn a lot tonight. I am going to turn this webinar over to our Chief Operating Officer, Ron Pope, who, just like we go out there and work tirelessly every day, this guy just trumps our work ethic every single day. He is out there at corporate doing everything he can to make sure that leafit is everything that we want it to be, everything that the world wants it to be. And I can tell you, just from what I see and the interaction that I have with him daily, he is out there working tirelessly for us every single day. So it is my pleasure to introduce and bring on the line tonight Ron Pope.
Thank you so much, Elise. I really appreciate that. And, if you guys have not made it to an Inner Circle webinar before, you may not be familiar with Elise Williams. She is one of our AAB members, that's Associate Advisory Board members, and one of our most sought after speakers. Every time she speaks, it just gets everybody so excited. I get all kinds of emails and Skypes asking her to come back. So I asked her this evening to moderate the call. And as always, she's always excited to help. And that'll be the same opportunity each one of you guys will have. This is a company that is all about the field. We're here for you guys. We do develop, as Elise just said, we develop this company for you guys, and the AAB is there for exactly that, to bring us suggestions and take a look at different ideas that we have to roll forward out to the field. And that's where the AAB comes in. That's where people like Elise fit in. But you guys will have the opportunity to come forward and be leaders with this company. So if you've ever wanted to do that, sky is the limit with the company. The opportunity is huge. And so with that, I want to thank everybody for coming out and sharing this time with us. Hopefully you got your pen and paper out and you're ready to go. What I want to start off with, though, is I know there's some new folks on the webinar right now that may still be wondering, what is leafit and what's the status of the company? So I'm gonna burn through this just real quick so everybody gets an understanding of it. As Elise stated, that is not actually the purpose of this call. This is not an opportunity webinar. This is actually a leadership webinar where other leaders come and speak to you about how to build your business quickly. Okay, but what is leafit? Leafit is the first social network in the world to share the revenue back with the users when the content you post generates a sale. So what we're doing is we're tying social networking along with e-commerce. Okay, and I'm going to go over some of the markets here in a moment to show you just how large of an opportunity this really is to each and every one of you. We're contracted with over 19,000 different retailers worldwide. So what you'll do is you'll snap a picture. That's the backbone to leafit, is you'll snap a picture. You'll look in the picture and decide what that reminds you of. You'll search instantly. You'll plug in what you're looking for. So if it's a t-shirt or let's say it's a lounge chair or something like that, you'll plug that in. The app will instantly search through all 19,000 plus retailers and bring back the best possible pricing from all of our retailers. And at that point, you can choose the product you want, click on it, and hit post. It literally takes you just seconds to create what we call a leaf. Other social networks will call that a post, and we call it a leaf. Okay, so that's what we do. And right now we have the free install currently for iOS 7.0 and above. That's in the iTunes store right now. Do not jump on the iTunes store right now and go download the app. I'm going to tell you how to get it in a moment. We have future developments already in place. We were actually interviewing some more developers today, and we are rapidly expanding. I believe we're up to oh man, like what would it be? It'd be 5, 6, 7, 8, about eight programmers right now, spread across the different programs that we're working on. But with the future development, we're bringing additional team members forward to work on the PC and Mac enabled, so the desktop version. It will, it's going to be 2 to 3 months before that one is finished completely and released to the public. But that is underway right now. Then right behind that, we have the other mobile devices and Android. But the exciting thing about all this, guys, is that we have a patent pending on it. So when you're looking at the business opportunity and weighing out, is this something that you want to get involved with? Timing is critical. Okay, we just actually put our app in the App Store yesterday. And with the patent pending, it means that you're not going to have competition anytime soon. So you got to first to market. Now, I want to talk to you about some other things that are very important when you're analyzing this business and trying to decide if you want to move forward with it or not. Let's look at our market here. It's not a new market. We're not trying to create something that's never been done. We're simply playing in a field that's been there for a while. Facebook's been in it since 2004. They have over 1.23 billion users. And you got Pinterest down here at the other side. They've been in since 2010, and they have over 70 million users. And then you got everything in between here. But what I like to point out is Google Plus right here. They have 540 million users, and they came out in 2011. What they did is they played off the success and the fact that the industry has been seasoned, and that consumers are now used to going online and socializing. So we're not talking about a new market here, guys. Another thing that I want to point out to you is the number of pictures that are being posted to these social media sites every single day. Now, these are daily, okay? So keep that in mind while we're talking about them. Pinterest, being the smallest one I have on our list here, it's not the smallest social network out there. It's the smallest one that we analyzed. It has over 20 million pictures each and every day being posted. And then over here at the other side, you have Facebook with over 350 million pictures being posted each and every day. So very significant. So you're not asking anybody with this business model. You won't be asking anybody to do anything new. We're tying multiple different markets together, though. We're not just dealing in the social networking. That's where our traffic is going to come from. Over 2 billion users currently, and that's up almost a billion users since 2011. So think about the amount of growth that's happening in this industry. All right. So if you've got your little check sheet out and you're wondering, okay, well, what about this? What about that? What about this? Hopefully we're answering all those things for you right now to help you with your due diligence. The online advertising industry is a $135 billion a year industry. That's gone up 17 billion just since 2012. Once our user base gets large enough, we're just over 60,000 users right now. Once our user base gets large enough, then we'll go ahead and put an online advertising platform in here that you guys will be able to share in as we monetize it. So that is another industry that we'll be playing in. Next, you have the affiliate and direct sales. That's the networking side of it. $167 billion a year, and it's gone up $2 billion in just the last 12 months. So very significant growth within that industry as well. But the one that I would like to point out is the e-commerce. Because remember, we have over 19,000 plus retailers with literally millions of products. We're talking about retailers like Walmart, Lowe's, Sony, Rakuten, Target. We've got some Amazon.com. We've got some really large retailers that we have decided to do business with here. And on the e-commerce side, look at this, $1.5 trillion a year. That's up from $1 trillion in 2012. So $500 billion increase in the last 2 years. I've had some folks, say to me, well, I don't want to ask people to change the way they shop. Well, great. That's exactly the reason that you need to be involved with Leafit, is that this is where everybody's headed. Okay. They're going online to start shopping. And if you don't believe me, walk around and talk to some of your friends tonight or tomorrow and ask them, hey, have you ever bought anything online? And you'll find that the majority of them today have done that. And those that may not have bought online have been thinking about it. Okay, so you're not asking anybody to change their habits and do something new. Now, if we were talking about this, 5 or 10 years ago, maybe so, but not in today's world. This is where everything is headed, and you simply have the opportunity now to get in front of the wave. So it's perfect timing, perfect opportunity. And you guys, you're looking at a $1.8 trillion a year market that you can tap into by joining with us. So pretty exciting right there. Let's look at some projections moving forward, though, to really finish off your analyzing here. When we look at the number of users that are coming into this market, it's actually mind-boggling. And if you look right here now, this 1.22, that's billion users. Okay, so back in 2011. there was over 1.22 billion users in social networking. This year here, this is a little bit of a conservative number. It's actually going to be over 2 billion users that are using social networks. And then look, it just continues to go up and up and up. By 2017, they're expecting over 2.55 billion users. That's pretty staggering. So that's a lot of growth, a lot of opportunity, and that some of those could be your friends, family, associates, or just people that you've never even met before. And you start using some of the sales tools and funnels that we have, and you'll have people coming into your network that you've never even met before. They've been looking for a good social network to, get online and do something with, and now here's this opportunity to join the first social network that shares the revenue back with them. All right. So a lot of that growth could be coming right through Leafit and going into your network. So pretty staggering right there. Now let's look at the e-commerce side and see what's happening with that through 2017 projections. And as we stated earlier, right now it's about 1.5 trillion. Now we're talking trillions of dollars, about 1.5 trillion dollars this year. But look at the growth that continues to happen through 2017. Now, do you think at 2017 it's just going to stop and drop off? Absolutely not. It's going to keep going. Okay, so this is a continually growing market that each and every one of you have the opportunity to tap into and change your lives. Get in front of a major trend, in front of a major wave that's happening, and put a bunch of money in your pocket. Why not? Why not change your life and create a legacy for you and your family now? But this is the opportunity that you guys have the opportunity to get involved with here. Our app is live. It is in the App Store. It went live yesterday, and we've had thousands of downloads and tens of. I have no idea actually how many leaps have been created. They're hitting about every 5 seconds, every 10 seconds or so right now, and it's a fun. I mean, a lot of people are sending in thank you emails and Skypes and texts and stuff, and they're having fun with the environment that we've created and the app that we've launched. So, if you've been looking to get involved, here's how you can do it. It's a quick sign up process. I'll cover this at the end one more time, but I want to make sure that you guys are not going to the iTunes store directly right now to get the app. What you need to do is you need to get back with the person who invited you here, get your sponsor's username. Okay, go to the replicated website and join it as either a free affiliate or a paid associate. And once you've joined, then you're going to actually get this here. Congratulations, or something similar to this here. This is actually if you went directly through leafit.com. Again, don't go directly to leafit.com if you're interested in the business. You'll need to go leafit.biz/your sponsor's username. But you'll have the opportunity in your back office to actually click and download the app directly to your cell phone. Okay, so sign up for Leafit first and then download the app, and everything will track properly for you. Now that I've got all that out of the way, I just wanted to make sure that any new people here had the opportunity to understand what it is that they're looking at and why the leaders and everybody out there are so excited right now. And we've got 3 great speakers here for you this evening. And the first one that I'm going to bring out that has become a good friend of mine, Aaron Benward. And, Aaron is quite the individual. I mean, you talk about understanding residual income. He's been living off of residual income for over 20 years. And Aaron, I'm going to talk a little bit here about you, my friend. And he's got 10 number 1 singles. He's got 10 top 10 singles, both in the country and contemporary Christian music. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but I know that you're working on producing a movie as well. You've got your Nashville Unplugged. I mean, you're a busy man. But at the same time, look what you've done here with your Leafit business: 115 personals and over 2,100 people in your total group. So, I mean, that's pretty significant, Aaron. And I also know that you're helping manage your son's career as well. I know he's got a great career there at Disney, and you're very well established in your business. And so some people might be looking at this and going, "Well, why, Aaron, are you doing Leafit?" And with that, Aaron, I just want to turn the floor over to you, and you can tell your story better than I can. So, thank you, my friend, for joining us this evening and speaking with everybody.
Hey, thanks, Ron, man. It's been really cool, man, to get to know the guys that are our leaders. Obviously, Lawrence and his vision goes without saying. The fact that he can do something that's never been done before and and have it come to fruition is something I admire. And I give him all the honor and the credit for that, as well as his team around him, with Mike Green being with him from the very beginning, as well as his partner. And now Ron, you being on board has made a huge impact and significant growth to the company. Thanks for the introduction, and thank you for allowing me to just be able to speak a little bit. I am a guy that has a bunch of plates spinning. I've always been that guy. Whether I had a record deal and was on tour, I also had other things going on. I truly believe in multiple streams of income to help be able to leave some things for my children and children's children. And what Ron said is true. Residual income does mean something to me. I know a lot of times to the guy or the girl that's 9 to 5 and clocking in and basically exchanging time for money, maybe not understand that very much. But just real briefly, you know, as a songwriter and an artist, whenever the radio plays your song or a video you see on TV, or you might hear a song in a movie or a TV show, every time that's played, somebody's getting paid, usually the songwriter and the publisher. And I've been able to be in that world for 20 years now, over 20 years now, and been able to have some moments where I've been able to go to my mailbox and get a check and been able to see, wow, what I did years ago, I'm still getting paid for. It's a really cool concept, and a concept I truly believe in. And so needless to say, over the course of my career, people usually equate a musician with somebody who's out of work and doesn't have a job. So I've always been able to come across and been presented with different business opportunities. Gosh, I was presented with Amway. I was presented with Herbalife, the other nutrition company that's done so well. I can't even think of it right now. But the bottom line is, people would always come to me because, one, they didn't think I had a job, and two, I do enjoy people and I love people. I love being involved in doing life in the community. And so, to be honest with you, I never really saw something that I wanted to be able to allocate some time to, because as we all know, we're all busy. We have families and we have lives and we have our primary jobs at times. Until this. And I got to say, it took a little bit of pulling my arm, to be honest with you. It was my mom that showed me this company. She has a close friend who was on the leadership board as well, Jay Mack, probably out there. And because of her and him and also my sister pushing me and going, Aaron, you got to look at this thing. I decided to sit down and take 15 or 20 minutes to look at the video. I was shocked. I was blown away. I saw something that really resonated with me. It was two things. It was a fact that a social network that I know, because I saw the movie like many of you did, The Social Network, how they can grow exponentially and they can grow fast and literally virally overnight can amass amazing amounts of people that are all connected in some way, or at least you're a few degrees away if not. And then I saw e-commerce and realized, I still like to go to the mall at this point and buy Christmas presents for my friends and family, but there are many people that just sit in front of their computer and just click a button and buy stuff. And when those two worlds came together and I saw it for the first time, I went, all right, wow. I may not be the guy that necessarily posts a lot of pictures all the time and day in and day out, although since the Leafit app came out yesterday, I think I posted about 5 or 6 Leafs. I'm not that guy usually, and that may not be what I do, but I did see the potential and the what if. And that's kind of what I want to talk about tonight, is the what if. And I think so oftentimes in life we're given opportunities of, what if this is what it says it's going to be? What if this pans out to be what somebody is either relaying to you or you see for yourself? And when I jumped in, a few months back, I jumped in with both feet, man. I decided to give some time out of my life and my day to this, to build a network and a team. And to pause real quick, man, I have built a team. And first and foremost, we call ourselves the Northward team, because one of my, I would say, my right hand and then the person and the guys that have really helped grow our business the most are Brad and Karen North out here in Southern California with me. And over half my business is because of them. They literally jumped on board with me a few days later, and we began to grow this thing together. And then a guy who recently jumped on board is a fellow songwriter like myself, Arlo Smith in Nashville, Tennessee. He came on. He has a big network in West Virginia, of all places. He began to really grow something. Tim Yates in Des Moines, Iowa. I don't really know Tim very well. We were Facebook friends and had met once or twice about 20 years ago, 12 years ago or more. And I presented, hey, man, you got to check this thing out. He jumped on board and is beginning to grow a really significant business, inclusive of potentially South Korea, of all places. And then lastly, a fellow singer-songwriter like myself, Kim Hill, most recent, honestly, one of my most recent associates that's come on board over the last couple of weeks and really has gotten on this thing and said, you know what, this is something that I want to be a part of. And I wanted to share that with you because it's not about you necessarily. It's about you being available and believing the what if. Because just what if this becomes the next Facebook? Because I truly believe it's going to be. And just what if, as Ron mentioned, the timing of this thing is perfect for you, where you're the first few thousand people that know about this and have jumped on board and decided, you know what, I'm going to just make this a part of my life. And just what if this is the thing that it causes and creates, you know, residual income for you and your family for generations to come. I'm choosing to believe it. I'm choosing to go for it. And because of a few reasons. Because of not only the business model, but also because of our leadership. And, you know, there was a time to be honest and be vulnerable with you guys over the last, I don't know, 6 to 8 weeks. You know, we were going, okay, when's the app coming out? And Ron and Lawrence, and I'm a part of the AAB, are talking to the board and going, hey, man, it's any day. We're waiting on that lights turn green. And, you know, we're pounding them with, okay, but our team's going, when's it coming out? We're getting hammered with this. And they're going, people are starting to go, what if this doesn't happen? And I just, you know, had to, along with Karen and our group, go, you know what? Let's stop the negativity and choose to believe that what they're saying is true, because we do have a choice. We have a choice to go to the negative or to the positive. And man, I've lived my life this way. I've been married 20 years and have 3 kids, 19, 17, and 13. And we've chosen to live our life in the positive way and to see life as a glass half full, not as a glass half empty. And you know what? I'm glad I stuck with it, because yesterday was a culmination of a dream of Lawrence and his team, as well as myself, to go, you know what, man, this is going to be a part of my life. Yeah, I'm going to keep writing songs. I'm going to keep producing film because it's my passion. But I also love how this business model brings everything that I love together, and that is people. And I hope that I get to meet you guys one day soon as we get this thing up and launched, and we'll get to a place where we can all convene one day, hopefully soon, to put faces with names. And I got to tell you, you know, this is a maiden voyage. There's a lot of questions. You know, as leaders, we get a lot of questions often from our field, and we try to do the best we can. But a lot of times, we don't know the answer either. And when I jumped into this thing, I didn't know a lot of answers. But I jumped in and began to ask questions. And you'll get answers if you ask questions. Be patient. We're learning the app just like you are, man. I was yesterday. I had to erase it and reinstall it 3 times. But you know what? I did it. Why? Because I care, and this means that much to me. So, man, I say my last word to you: stay encouraged, stay motivated, stay connected to your upline, the people that brought you in this business. Ask questions, get answers, and do the same thing and become a leader. Don't just be a follower. Don't just try to take, but take the information, apply it to your business and your life and your mind and your mindset, and go, because we have something here that I truly, truly believe can change our financial futures. Thanks for the time, Ron. Thank you, guys. Lawrence, thank you for everything that you've done for me and my family. I believe in the future, and let's go make Leafit a dream come true.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you so much for coming out and sharing those words of inspiration and you know, for everything that you do for the company as well. I mean, you've dedicated, you know, a portion of your life and your time to, you know, to the associate advisory board, because you do care, you know. And you and I know we've sat up on Skype chatting back and forth, sometimes 11:30 midnight, you know, and you're a busy guy. And so if, you know, guys, if Aaron can step forward and dedicate his time with his busy schedule, each and every one of you can do the same thing. It's all a matter of making a decision and taking action, as you've heard from him just now. So, Aaron, thank you so much. I appreciate you, bud.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate you.
All right. Take care. All right. The next individual I want to bring out has been an icon in the networking industry for, what's it been now, Greg? How long have you been in this industry? 18 years, it looks like here. And
18 years.
Yes, I can hear you, Greg. I can hear you.
Okay.
And, you know, Greg, I know you're just getting started here with Leafit, and you had some other irons in the fire and things that you had to, you know, work out. And I'm just excited to have you on. You and I have worked before in other projects, and man, I'm excited to have you here. I know that your team loves you, and you know, you're there for them. That's one of the things that I admire the most about you, and I appreciate you also, you know, accepting the role as part of the associate advisory board. There's one thing that, you know, that I'm gonna state it, that in the projects in the past, your input and influence has, you know, really helped mold and shape some of the projects we've worked on. So I was excited to see you come on, and couldn't wait to make that offer to you to come over to the Associate Advisory Board and dedicate your time. So thank you so much, Greg, for spending some time here this evening with everybody. And if you guys didn't, write some notes down from what Aaron was saying, this will be recorded. Make sure that you do have your pen and paper out and get ready to write some notes here. Greg, I'm going to step back and just give you the floor. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you, Ron, and so pleased to be here and so very excited. And for the number one reason that I have finally found an opportunity that stands alone where the average person can succeed. The person who really has a full-time job, they have a full-time family. I mean, Aaron, of course, is very much full-time, and he's done sensational. But there's a lot of people out there who don't have a lot of faith in themselves. And they've tried network marketing, they've tried different home businesses, and they haven't had the success that they've dreamed about. And I know that the reason why is because most of the opportunities, practically all of them, are so complicated, so expensive, and you're bumping heads with so many other opportunities that have similar products, and you're always having to, my juice is better than yours, or my skincare is better than yours, etc. So back, when I got started, I came from a history of always wanting to have freedom in my life and be able to create my own income without having to listen to a boss tell me what I had to do, when I had to do it, and how much I could be paid. So, I didn't have a very extensive education. As a matter of fact, I barely graduated high school. But I had a drive, and I had a why, a big why in my mind. I said, I want to have my freedom. I want to have fun, and I want to be able to do what I want to do and not be a slave to someone else. So as I progressed through being an artist, starting when I was a teenager, I started a business, and I just kind of learned as I went along. But I had success because I was determined, and I didn't quit. And I grew a very successful art business, and it got to the point where I had 24 employees. And by that time, I was making pretty good money, but I also was realizing that I didn't really have the freedom I envisioned before when I started when I was small. I had discovered that I didn't own a business anymore. I owned a job, and many of you may have heard that term. So I said, something's got to change here. So I started searching for something better, and I discovered the home-based business arena. I discovered network marketing, and so I started, just jumping in and looking and learning about what's out there. I started with a company. I didn't have any success. It took me 4 years of falling down, getting up, falling down, getting up, until I finally found something I became passionate about, and I built a very successful business. But as I was building it, I had a very uncomfortable feeling, because although I was growing my income and I was helping people, I wasn't helping enough people. For every person that really was able to gain $1,000 or more a month in my business, there were dozens of others that could barely break even on their monthly auto ships of $100, $150, very expensive. A nutrition company, great products, but competing with a lot of other companies with great products. So I got to the point where I started realizing, this is not giving me the full satisfaction of what network marketing is, which is really helping people and making residual income and building long-term income. And so I decided to start looking outside of what I was doing. And at that time, too, I started to look. The company also ran into some trouble. For various different reasons, and I decided, maybe I really got to put my, pedal to the metal, looking for something to do, and that was over 7 years ago. So I started looking at all kinds of other products and companies, getting under the hood, so to speak. I didn't really find anything I got totally passionate about. There was a couple companies I got in with, and I thought, well, this would be really good, and it's affordable, and it could help people. The price point was low, but it didn't really work out. And it wasn't one of a kind either. It was still competing with other companies. And so July 6th, I was introduced to Leafit. And at first, I'll be honest, I looked at it and I said, I don't understand this. I know about the social networking, And I've been amazed at that, just looking at that. And by the way, I was thinking as Facebook was growing and then Twitter and all these other social networks came on, to the scene, I thought, my gosh, why can't there be a network marketing, social networking company where we can earn money just inviting people for free and maybe having something they could buy or something like that? But there was nothing out there. And it looked like some people were trying to start these different types of companies, but they weren't putting it together professionally and in the right way. And then when I saw Leafit, I thought, well, here's what I'm looking for, but I don't understand this posting of pictures and how that can work. And so I absorbed it for about 24 hours, and all of a sudden it went off like a light bulb. And I thought to myself, oh my gosh, this is amazing, especially as I was looking at the different models that Leafit has, which is one, the e-commerce model, and one, the network marketing model. Do you know that every single one of you who's on this call tonight, who's never had success before recruiting people into a network marketing company because they had to spend anywhere from a few $100s to $1,000 or more to join, you don't even have to do that anymore. You can join yourself and become an associate, which is very affordable, and you can just invite people to join for free. The more people you invite, the more people you're going to build an income in this e-commerce model we have, because the income comes not from people paying Leafit for an auto ship. It comes from them saving time and money, buying products and services that they're looking for anyway, and now they can search thousands of retailers with one click of a button. It is phenomenal, and this is patent pending. I mean, this is a dream come true for anybody who wants to build a long-term business and who's never had success before, because they don't have to recruit people to buy anything except for what they would already buy anyway. Now we have the network marketing portion. The more people you recruit or share with, I should say, just like you do on Facebook and Twitter and all these other social networks, they join for free. You share with them, hey, let's have fun over here. You do the same thing with Leafit. Come on over, have fun. Some of them are going to be investigating the network marketing side as time goes along, and they're going to decide, I think I should upgrade. My e-commerce is growing down several generations, and I could be earning on more than one generation if I become an associate. So it's going to become a natural, organic progression for the affiliates, the free affiliates in our company, which enables you, who wants to finally have the success, building an income from home, able to build this with no stress. Have fun. Invite your social network friends that love social networking. Have them just have fun with the Leafit, with the app. Have them they'll want to invite their other friends. And I got to tell you, even if you never sponsored an associate, you can become a very successful long-term income earner with the e-commerce alone. But by default or organically, those associates will out of your affiliate network. So I couldn't be more excited. This is finally something that everybody who's had their dreams crushed can finally wrap their arms around and accomplish those dreams and realize those dreams. And it's beautiful. So there's what I have to say.
That was pretty incredible there, Greg. I need to have you do.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time to do that. And I don't want to sound like a broken record tonight, but I appreciate all that you're doing for the company and for the AAB, and for everybody on the webinar right now, the thousands of people in the field. You're dedicated and you're a hard worker, and I just appreciate it, and your viewpoint on how to support your team and grow your business is totally invaluable. So thank you so much for coming out. Was there anything else that you wanted to say?
Well, I wanted to thank you and Lawrence and Mike and all the people behind the scenes who have been here for a year and a half or more, building, Leafit from the ground up. I just thank you so much for your vision and creating something that is really going to change so many lives. It's so fantastic. And I can't thank you enough. And all I can tell folks is that to be successful, just go out there and have fun. Do the same thing you do on your social networks. Share with people, and you'll have success.
Thank you, Greg. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
All right, guys. We're down to our last speaker here. Let me bring the next individual up. His name is Jari. And How you doing, Jari?
Hello, I'm
Yeah.
fine.
Actually, I'm saying your name wrong, and I apologize. It's Yari, and
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's a Finnish name.
excellent, love it. Yeah, from the Netherlands, 36 personals, over
Yes.
4,350 people on your team. Yari, what are you doing? How you doing this, man?
Basically, I have to say, first, thank you for the introduction.
Absolutely.
Um, I've been in network marketing for maybe 12 years, but I said like 10 years ago, I said network marketing is not the thing for me. It has always been like a passion, but I was the guy who knew everything about the comp plan. I knew every matrix or whatever mathematicals in it, and basically I didn't do enough. I had reasonable success, as it says in my testimonial, and I've been to 3 companies, I think. And after like 10 years ago, I said I have to go and work for myself because this is not meant for me. If you are like an entrepreneur, if you like to undertake things, um, I guess you excuse me if I sometimes can't find the word because I'm Dutch and English is my best. I'm trying.
You're doing a
Um,
great job, my friend.
okay, thank you. Basically, I don't know what happened, but I had to go and work for myself, and that's what I've been doing like the last 10 years. But that's really hard in these times too. So I had to take a job. So at this moment, I have a job. I have leafit, and I have my own work to do. So, like a little bit more than 1 year ago, I somebody called me and he said, "I'm in this online marketing business." In 10 years, I never heard of it. Really, I never heard of it. It got my interest, and I was really like interested in it, but I lost some money in it, and I said I have to let it go. And then I stumbled upon leafit. It just got my interest, but I let it go for 3 months. I was looking for it, and then in the end, I said like, I want to do this business because I like the people who are in it. This is a true story. Then I went looking on the internet for Lawrence. I went go and look for LinkedIn. I looked him up on Facebook, and in the end, I talked with him, and he said, "Yari, I'm gonna give you a sponsor. If you like him, uh, go and contact him." It was a perfect match. Bradley Moore is my sponsor. Most of you people know him. Um, in the other network marketing, I've never found a sponsor like this. The other sponsors were always pushing me to get turnovers. Bradley is only helping me. So I'm very glad with this sponsor at this moment. Really applause for him. So I'm in leafit now for 1 year, and like 6 months ago, Mike Green said in a webinar, he said, we're going to have this app and it's going to come in 3 months, 4 months. In the meantime, you have to go out and send your link wherever you can. And that's what I've been doing. And basically, everybody started to duplicate. One in my team is Shores Eichhorn and Martin Lawrence, and he went like crazy. And that's why this whole team is grown pure on the base of spreading the link everywhere. So all this time we didn't work with the app. So for me, at this moment, when I have the app in my hands, I'm a designer. I'm a graphic designer, and I had the if I had a chance, I was in the beta test. I was beta testing. I was like being creative all the time. I loved it. Get a picture and put some text with it, and now it's gonna go on all the social media. So that's really great. leafit is really a whole new ballgame. It's so different from all the things I've seen. This is a chance for me and for everybody to get an income bigger than you can imagine. But if you're in it for only $50 a week, you're welcome, and it's gonna be like really easy. I love the simplicity of Leafit, because the only thing you have to do is share your link and show the app. You show the app to somebody, they will, well, people will say no, that's obviously, but the most people will say yes. That's going to be true. And how are you going to get people? Well, you can go in real life, go with your app, go person to person, but you can go on the internet. If you're like a person who is working from behind his computer, you can go on all different kinds of social media, what I've been doing the last 6 months, and you can go to different kind of ad websites. But for me, I'm a people person. I want to see what this app is going to do. So I'm going to work on my personals now. I've been working on the affiliates, but now I'm going to work on my personals, on the iGrow associates. This is my next goal. I will pretend I have no organization. I'm going to start all over again. I'm even going, I already ordered my business card. I'm going to make a flyer. I sent it to Lawrence. They approved the flyer. So basically, whatever it takes to get your link out there. If you're just starting, really it's easy. It's in the beginning maybe a little bit difficult. Get educated, get everything to know about the app. Go on the webinars, or like me, listen to them. The next day, the link is there. I've been. It's now 3 a.m. in the morning, 3:45 in the morning for me. Usually go to bed at 12. In that time till this meeting, I watched the question and answer webinar from yesterday, and I made a leaf. So I'm really, when I have the time, I really am into Leafit. I'm not like doing it 1 day a week, like 7 hours. No, every day, at least 1 to 2 hours, because this is really going to be great, really.
Excellent, Jari. Thank you so much. And oh, sorry, keep going.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, the most important is, why are you here in this meeting? Why did I 1 year found Leafit, or was it actually Leafit found me? I have so much faith in the team from Leafit. Where I'm from a really small country in Europe. It's like 50 million peoples only, and I guess maybe we have to wait like a lot of time before our retailers come in. But I don't care, because you can say like, what's the perfect time to start? That's now. It's always now, because if you start if you wait for all the things to come, and you say like, starting in a month, you never can get back the time. So you have to start now. And if you're not registered yet, you can start as an affiliate, but just go and do the iGrow associate. Trust me, do it. 2 weeks ago, I had somebody, I really don't know him. I don't know from what link he came. And he said to me, "Hello, Jari, I'm Charlie. I've seen the link. I read everything. I signed up. I'm ready to become associate." And we in Holland, we don't have most people don't have a credit card, so you can buy a debit card or something like that. But you have to go and travel to the station to buy it. So I told him he had to do that, or we had to make an e-wallet. And he said, "No, I want to do it now." And he went all the way. I said, "I'll call you back in 1.5 hours." He came back and he became an associate in 1 day. These things will happen. These things will happen. Even if you are scared to talk to people, to want them to become associate, but the system will show that if they get affiliates, it's the best thing for them to do, for you to do, to become an associate. Why? Because you get 9 levels of e-commerce. So that's like really important. For me, I'm in here for the big picture, and that's because I will end with this. Um, I've been working very hard the last 2 years. I'm always working, and we didn't have like a significant holiday in 2 years. My son is now just turned 13, and my daughter is 15. And he said to me, he came up, he said, "Are we going on holiday this year, Dad?" And I said, "I really can't afford it now because I have to work. I can afford it, but we have to have some spare money." And he said, "When you are growing with leafit, then we can maybe go next year or the day after. It doesn't matter." These kids are so patient with me, and they know that I'm doing this for a reason. It's for them. It's also for my girlfriend. By the way, the right one is my girlfriend. I'm on the left. And this is the reason why I do it. You know, in the beginning, when you're like young, you always want the material things, but material things are like, if you get them, the travel to a material thing, the voyage to it is more exciting than having the material things. It's like, I want the extra money, so my goal is like, in the end of the year, I want to have a double income with leafit, and it has to extend 2 times my other incomes. And then I can stop my daily, I have a job for only like 1.5 days. I can stop that one at least. And my goal for next year is go to the United States, meet the whole team. I want to meet them, I want to see them face to face. And of course, my sponsor who helped me a lot. So for everybody, if you're thinking you're for a reason in this meeting, and like I did like a year ago, I was alone. I sat there behind my computer. I found leafit. Nobody in Holland was doing leafit. I guess I'm the first one in Holland. So I want to be the spokesman of leafit in Holland. And I'm going to do my utterly best, the best I can to do that. So it's been a long time to speak in front of people. I think maybe 10 years. So I was a little bit nervous to come on the call. But if you have dreams, then leafit is the vehicle to get there, you know. And if your dreams are small, if it's only like $50 or $100 or $200 a week, you can do it with this system. It's so simple. The only thing you have to do, if you're an associate, you want to become an associate, you want to go for the all bonuses and commissions, the only thing you have to do is get yourself free and help those 3 get 3. Then it costs you nothing. If you can duplicate that, you will have like a huge business, really. Okay, thank you for listening to me. Ron, thank you for having me.
Anytime, Yari. Thank you so much for sharing your story there, and you know, I've got a lot of good notes here that you know, I was writing down as you were talking, and a lot of the ways that you and I work are very, very similar. And Yari, you know, you've got my commitment, you got the commitment from corporate. We're here to support you and your team, and I look forward, brother, to seeing you come over here to the United States. But I also like to come out and visit you in your own country and maybe hold an event out there for the massive team that you're going to amass out there.
Yes, I've been working now with Sjors Eichhorn, Martin Lawrence, and Bradley Moore, and we teamed up and we called ourselves the LGT Group, leafit Global Team Builders, and trust me, we're gonna rock. We're gonna rock this whole thing.
Absolutely. Thank you, Yari, so much. I appreciate you coming out and
thank you guys
sharing your story.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I've got just a couple of notes there from some of the things that Yari had just covered, and I want to go back over just real quick. one of the things he was saying at the beginning was, in the past when he wasn't having great success, it was because he was, trying to learn everything there was. And one of the things that I tell everyone, I teach the local team around here this, and different individuals that I speak with. I've talked about it on this call several times, but it's very, very important that you do not get tied up in the details. Okay, don't become the expert. All right, what you want to do instead is build a relationship with your sponsor and the people that you bring into the company. And by not being an expert, when you first introduce, Leafit to somebody, you introduce the social network, and you send them through to your sales funnel, and they're looking at that. When they call you back, okay, and start asking questions, here's what I want you to do. And if you do it this way, you're going to get a lot more people joining you. Okay, because even if it's a friend, a family, a coworker, somebody like that, they already know you. So now what you need to do is, as soon as they call you back and say, wow, that looks pretty interesting, I've got a few questions before I get started with you. And then when they ask their question, what I want you to do is go, actually, you know what? I'm not the expert on this. Right? And there's a reason you're doing this. I'm going to tell you here in a second. But I want you to say, I'm not the expert here. Let me get you in touch with somebody who is. Matter of fact, I'll bring them on the phone with us right now. This is why you want to build a relationship with your sponsor. And then what you're going to do at this point is you're going to call up your sponsor and just say, okay, hey, I've got, Sally on the phone right now. She's got some questions. Do you have just a moment to take the three-way? Now, if you know the time slots that your sponsor's available, you may call them and say, hey, I'm going to be doing calls today between 4 and 5 p.m. Will you be available for me? Okay, so give them a little bit of a heads up. But when you call them, what you're going to do is you're going to bring them on the phone and you're going to edify them. All right, and then you're gonna introduce your guest and edify them. So now everybody's feeling good on the call, and then your job at that point is very simple. You sit back and you shut up. You don't say anything else. Because if I did this with Yari and I just said, let's say I've got a prospect on the phone and I say, you know what, I'm not the expert at this, but I have somebody who is. Okay, let me get you on the phone with Yari just a moment. And I bring Yari on. I start edifying Yari. And I'm telling my prospect how important Yari is to my business and how he's the expert at this. All right. And then I interrupt him. What did I just do? I tore down his credibility completely. All right. I also tore apart the third party credibility that I was bringing to my business, because Yari is sitting here saying what a great, inspiration I've been to him, and because he's going to edify me back. And then he's answering these questions. And what business do I have to interrupt him and try and correct something he said? Even if what he said was incorrect, just don't say anything. Okay. And the reason that you're doing this is because then when you're done on the phone with Yari's going to suggest, or your sponsor, okay, I'm using Yari as an example here, he's going to suggest at the end, do you have any more questions? No, I think that's pretty much it. Great. Make sure that you get with Ron right now and secure your position. He can walk you through that. All right. You see, what he just did was he took care of the questions, and then he passed it back to me, letting them know you're in good hands. Ron will get you taken care of, and he can help you get started. All right. So you got that credibility, you got that warm fuzzy, you've got somebody that they don't know saying what a great business this is. Now, that's your job to do for the people that you bring in as well. Now, if you get started tonight and you bring some people in tonight, then obviously, your sponsor will need to be available to help them as well. But as Yari was saying, is you want to learn everything there is to know about your business. But even if you've been here for a year, 2 years, whatever it is, you still want to go, well, you know what? I don't know everything there is to know about this company. Let me get you on the phone with somebody who can answer those questions for you. Okay. I use this same technique in multiple different companies. I've personally been able to work with just under about 280,000 plus people in over 150 different countries. This method works. Okay, so make sure that you're always bringing in that third party. He did say, though, that you do want to learn everything there is to know about the business. And that's absolutely true, because of the fact that you do need to be that expert, not when you're on the phone with your prospects, but when you're helping the people that you just brought in. Now you become that expert. All right. And then what you want to do at that point is you've become the leader for your personals and for your team. And then you want to start to duplicate that down. You want to look for those folks. Not everybody that you bring in is going to be a leader. All right. So don't just, get that out of your head right now. If you're thinking, well, I'm going to bring in a whole bunch of people and they're all going to just, blow up and they're going to be great leaders. Not everybody's going to. Okay. Not everybody's cut from the same mold. So what your job is to sort through and find those leaders, and then you're going to work with those leaders. You're going to work with everybody that you bring in, but you're going to work more with those leaders to help establish them and duplicate through them so that you're gaining quality of life. Okay, your goal here should not be to work, 18, 20-hour days until rich. Your goal should be to get in here, establish a business, build duplication and depth in your business, and have quality of life, time to spend with your family and to vacation, as Yari was talking about, that he wants to do with his family. If you're tied down and you've got literally just dozens and dozens and dozens of people that are looking to you because you didn't develop leaders, then what quality of life do you have? You see? Also, it's not a very secure business. So you need to drive duplication down through your group. Let's see. Well, another thing Yari had said there was make sure that if you guys develop your own marketing materials, do what he did. Send it in here for approval, and definitely make sure that on your marketing materials you're putting independent associate. If you're putting up Facebook pages or websites or whatever, make sure that you're not representing yourself as corporate. You're always putting independent associate on those. So put your marketing materials together, send it in, let us take a look at it. You can send that in through a support ticket as well. Let's see. And then, one thing that really impacted me about Yari's speech also was he knows why he's here. Okay. And each week on these calls, I always tell you guys, know your why. And Yari and I didn't talk about this before he jumped on here tonight, but he knows his why. And you guys need to know your why. Why are you here? Okay. If it's just to make a bunch of money and then you're going to take off, it's probably not a very good why. Why are you here? Really, what is it about? Is it so you can take vacations with your family? Is it so you can get your wife free from her job or your husband free from his job? Is it to, what is it? What are you trying to accomplish? And when you get that bigger picture, maybe you're trying to create a legacy for, as Aaron stated earlier, maybe you're trying to create a legacy for your kids and your kids' kids. You want to leave something behind where they remember you. That's a bigger why. But I guess your why could be smaller. It could be something more instant. Maybe a couple weeks from now, or a month from now, or 6 months from now, you need to accomplish something financially, and that's okay to have short-term goals. But make sure that you have that long-term goal and make that your why. It's something that has to burn inside of you. So find that and watch what happens to your business. And then each person that you bring in, help them find their why. It's so important. One of my good friends and one of the leaders here in this company is Rob Hanley. And he always talks about, what is your why? Why are you here? And it's so important. That was something he taught me back several years ago is you've got to establish that in anything that you do in life. Why are you doing it? And then when you know why you're doing it, do it with everything you have inside you. Okay. I mean, it's so important, guys. And then, this is one last thing I want to state. This doesn't have anything to do with Yari's speech. Yari, again, thank you so much. Greg, thank you so much. And Aaron, thank you, guys, for coming and talking here this evening to the folks on the webinar. When you download the app, one of the things I want to suggest is that each and every one of you go through, play with the app, get to know the app, but go to the actual iTunes store and do a review on the app. Make it a 5-star review, because that's one more thing that's going to help your business. All right. If you guys go in and do 5-star reviews and you get your people doing 5-star reviews, the popularity of the Leafit app is going to go through the roof, and it's going to, when your prospects go to the store and they're looking at this, again, you don't want them to download it from there. You want them to go join your network first, and then click on the link in their back office to get the app. But if they're doing their research and they go to the App Store, you want that to look as positive as possible. So, from my suggestion is to help each and every one of you guys is go in there, make good positive comments and give it a 5-star review. and let's blow this thing up. It's just incredible. So you can hear the excitement from each and every one of the individual speakers tonight. This is a race that we have going on. It's the 50K race. We're giving away $200,000. And here's how we're allocating that. When we hit 5,000 paying associates, which we're rapidly approaching that, we're going to give $15,000 to the individual who has the most personally sponsored. And then at 10,000 paying associates, we're going to give $25,000 out to the individual who has the most personally sponsored associates. Okay. When we hit 25,000 paying associates, the game changes at that point a little bit, because we're not a recruiting company. The early numbers are really to get things moving and get it started. But when we hit 25,000 paying associates, what we're looking to do is give $50,000 to the individual who has the most personally sponsored associates, who each have 3. So as we just talked about, creating duplication, building relationships, creating an environment, a culture where you guys become just really, really close friends. Some of my best friends today I've met through the networking industry. I mean, I've been building companies for over 19 years in the traditional corporate world, and mixing in network marketing over the years with that. And then just a few years ago, I became full-time networker, and have worked as a executive for several different companies internationally. But up to that point, when I was building my teams and had the time to spend with my teammates, that's how I met one of my best friends, Rob Hanley. Okay, that's how I've met Kurt Inagaki and several of the other leaders that are out there. That's how I met Greg Greisner from the call tonight. Is through working as a team together. And I got to tell you, it's really, really fun when you start to establish those close relationships with your teammates, like Aaron Benward and Karen and Brad North. Okay, they're very, very tight, and they work day in and day out together. So it's exciting when you start to develop those relationships, and we want to reward you for that. Okay, when we hit 50,000 paying associates, the individual with the most personally sponsored, who each have 3, we're going to give a $110,000 check to that individual. We have other promotions that are going to be coming out that will reward each and every one of you guys for certain activities, and we'll be rolling the details of those out here in the next couple of weeks. But right now, let's focus on this one. Let's go after it. Get excited, and you know what? Even if you're just joining tonight, you have all the opportunity in the world. You're involved in something that's never happened before, tying social networking with e-commerce with network marketing. It's never been done. Okay. So you guys can capitalize on this like nobody's business. If you had hundreds of people in your last business, look out. You're talking thousands, tens of thousands of people in very short amount of time, because of the attraction of the social networking side of it and the e-commerce. So even if they don't join as an associate, it doesn't qualify you for this, but any affiliates that you bring in, you can still make commissions off of those guys and help them build their social networks as well. Check out the compensation plan and really get familiar with it and understand how somebody coming in for free for the first time ever can really make you a ton of money. With that, guys, we're coming to an end here. Leafit is going viral right now. We're gaining hundreds and hundreds of new users each and every day. We're well over 60,000 users. So what do you do at this point? Well, decide to move forward tonight. Okay, get started right away. Get your sponsor's username. Go to their leafit.biz/your sponsor's username and secure your position. And I would suggest you do it right now. Don't wait till tomorrow, the next day, or the next day, because we have a unilevel on the front end, backed by a matrix, backed by check match. That matrix in the middle of all that makes it very, very time sensitive. You want to get in before a bunch of other people. So now is the time to do that. And then once you get your position secured, download the app. You'll find the link in your back office. It's on a banner at the top of your share page. Download that app, get started, start playing with it, and then follow our step-by-step system. Invite people to the webinars. We have 6 webinars a day for opportunity. We have a Monday night corporate jumpstart update call, webinar actually. Then we have our Tuesday and Thursday inner circle calls. Webinars. I keep calling them calls, but webinars. And then we have our Wednesday night live question and answer webinar that is one of our most popular. Myself, our CEO, Lawrence Sowell, Mike Green, one of the executive founders and AAB members. And last night, I believe we had another 3 or 4 leaders from the field actually come into that call and help answer questions as well. We answer literally hundreds of questions in a 1-hour period. So last night's was an hour and a half. It was all about the app. If you have not seen that yet, go to your back office and listen to it tonight. Or tomorrow. I guess it is getting kind of late in some areas, but make sure that you take the time to listen to the live Q&A from last night. It'll answer a lot of your questions when you start to play with the app. Also, check out the demo on your replicated homepage. That will give you a full walkthrough of the app as well. And then we have some more training that'll be coming out to help you guys. So as our CEO says, it's extremely simple. If you just put the app on your phone and start playing with it, you'll figure it out extremely quickly. I know that yesterday, not yesterday, the day before, while I was doing a webinar, my son kept texting me, and he was asking, Dad, is the app out yet? And this is my teenager that's in high school, and I wrote him back and I said, hey, I'm on a webinar. No, it doesn't come out till tomorrow morning. And he said, anyway, I can get a sneak peek at it. Well, what was funny was we were actually testing it through corporate at the time, and I sent him the link. I said, yeah, put this on your phone. I'll call you and walk you through it. By the time I finished the webinar, which was like only 10 minutes of the webinar left, my son had already downloaded the app and started to post leaves. And so I thought it was incredible. He set up his whole profile, put his picture in. I mean, he had it dialed. And he didn't have any tutorial. He didn't have any help from me. He just figured it out. So it's extremely easy. And as Mike Green says, if you can't figure it out, grab one of your kids and they'll show you how to do it. So thank you so much for coming out, spending this time with us. Make sure you're building relationships and having a lot of fun out there, guys, because that's what this is all about. When you join the Leafit team, just, build relationships, create a culture, and have fun with the people that you bring into the company. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great night.